guys, this is TJ with Best Leather, and I've been out hiking for a few hours now. You can see the sun is starting to go down. It's really gorgeous down here. I'm in a little drying up stream bed, and I wanted to give you some details on this backpack here. It's been really impressive so far, especially compared to the last classic backpack. These straps here are a major improvement over the classic. You notice when I curve this, there's no giant nodules. Those nodules would have made things pretty painful when if you were hiking or going for long distances with the classic backpack, the tank. But there's a lot less of that leather scrunching up, and this leather is also a lot smoother, a lot softer. They've got some padding. They've got some padding right there that they've sewn in, and it is a massive help. I have not noticed really any discomfort except for a shoulder scapula injury that I've got. But unless you've got that sort of injury, you shouldn't be having much of a problem. Now, leather products aren't known for being ultra comfortable. You know, this is no sophisticated hiking backpack. You know, I'm using it kind of outside of the normal realm which people would use it, but I wanted to give it a good test. I've got about 15 pounds of gear in here with food and water for a couple hours of hiking, and it's doing really well as far as comfort goes, and obviously there's plenty of space to get stuff in here. You know, the build quality, as I've been using it, is just showing itself to be quite immaculate over and over and over again. They've really done a great job. The back, you know, you notice this front, and then it goes around to the back, and all the way to the bottom. This is all one piece of leather, which is just remarkable. That edge right there, you know, in the classic, there used to be that seam, and this right here, along with this extra piece of padding, you can kind of see it outlined there, is much more comfortable. I've got a friend with a classic, and he's used his for a year now, or more than a year, and it has, you know, this back area has formed to his back, but with the added flexibility of this backpack and the extra width, I've also noticed that it just forms quite easily to your back. So there's none of these big seams that are tearing into it. And this, if you'll notice how that curves forward like that, when it's actually on your back, it stiffens out and straightens out, and that means that it's not all the weight isn't resting right down here leaning up against your back. It pulls the entire thing up close to your back, and it doesn't it doesn't rub just on your lower back. It's really displacing all of that weight. So it's been awesome. It really has. Can't say enough about it. The leather is just doing really well. You'll notice it's acquiring some scratches, a bit of use just from myself using it. Another thing which has kind of been interesting is when it's sitting up, because it's not as rigid as the classic backpack, you'll notice like right there, it's a little bit crooked. And that's because, if you look inside it here, because of this adjustment here. So this is now floppy or flexible, unlike the Saddleback classic backpack. And sometimes when this is over it, you know, it'll kind of sit like so, depending on how you've got this scrunched up. So I don't have it scrunched up at all, but I did want to mention that because some people have asked me if it was actually made a little bit incorrectly or if it was sewed crooked, but no, it's not sewed crooked. So yeah, it's doing well. I've got another couple hours to go, but we'll see how she does. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments and I'll try and answer you. on any questions that you might have for the use and comfort of it. So I would say basically what they've done here is they've taken the classic and the benefits of it, the good pockets and whatnot, and they've fixed all of the problems. Limited capacity, so they have limited capacity. It's very narrow yet deep, so you could put stuff way down into it, and you kind of had to stack your stuff. Another problem with it was that seam on the back. That was a major comfort issue, and the shoulder straps. But I think they've done a good job of fixing these problems. You can tell that there's a lot of design and a lot of thought that's gone into fixing those issues. So I hope you guys find this useful, and if you have any questions, feel free to be giving me a call. Till then, I'll catch you guys later.